If you wake up every single morning feeling like there's something stuck in your throat, if the first thing you do every day is clear your throat again and again, cough up thick mucus, or feel like your voice sounds rough and strained before you've even had your morning tea, then what I'm about to share with you today could be far more important than you realize. Because here's something most people over 50 are never told. That constant mucus building up in your throat every morning may not actually be a simple annoyance. In many cases, it can be your body sending early warning signals that something deeper is happening inside you. And unfortunately, many seniors ignore these signs for months, sometimes even years, thinking it's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that in some cases, this daily throat mucus has absolutely nothing to do with a cold, the weather, or even allergies? And even more importantly, there are 5 specific warning signs connected to this issue that you should never ignore, especially after the age of 50. One of them is so commonly overlooked that thousands of people continue suffering every day without ever realizing what's really causing the problem. And I'll reveal exactly what that is in just a few minutes. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, I want you to stay with me all the way to the end, because understanding what your body is trying to tell you could completely change the way you approach your health from this day forward. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally begin changing in ways we don't always notice immediately. The digestive system slows down. The muscles in the throat weaken slightly. Our ability to clear irritants from the airways becomes less efficient. Even the production and thickness of mucus itself begins to change. That means something that seems small, like waking up every morning with thick mucus in your throat, can sometimes be connected to larger health patterns happening quietly in the background. Now think about your own mornings for a moment. Have you noticed yourself clearing your throat repeatedly before speaking? Do you feel like there's always something stuck there that never completely goes away? Maybe you drink water hoping it helps, but the sensation returns again the next morning. Maybe your family has noticed you coughing more often. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Millions of adults over 50 experience this exact problem every single day. But here's the first warning sign most people completely overlook. If your mucus buildup is happening together with frequent throat clearing all day long, not just in the morning, that could be pointing towards something called silent acid reflux. Now, many people hear the word reflux and immediately think heartburn, burning in the chest, stomach discomfort, that sour sensation after eating. But silent reflux works differently, and this is exactly why so many people miss it. Instead of causing obvious heartburn, tiny amounts of stomach acid travel upward while you sleep and reach the throat area. That acid irritates the delicate tissues overnight. Then, when you wake up, your body produces extra mucus as a defense mechanism. So every morning, there it is, that thick, sticky sensation. The need to clear your throat repeatedly. The feeling that something is sitting right there and refusing to go away. And the frustrating part? You may have absolutely no stomach pain at all. Now keep listening carefully because the second warning sign becomes even more common after age 60. If your morning mucus comes together with a hoarse voice that improves later in the day, this is something worth paying attention to. Ask yourself this: do you sound raspy when you first wake up? Does your voice feel weak or rough during your first conversation of the day? Does it improve after breakfast or after speaking for a while? If yes, this often means your vocal cords are being irritated repeatedly while you sleep, sometimes from reflux, sometimes from dry indoor air, sometimes from chronic postnasal drainage, and over time, repeated irritation can create inflammation that keeps cycling day after day. Your body keeps producing mucus to protect itself, and the cycle continues. What makes this important is that many people simply assume this is normal aging, but your body rarely creates persistent symptoms without a reason, and when you begin noticing patterns, your body is asking you to pay attention. Now let me ask you something. How many times do you clear your throat every single morning? Once? 5 times? 10 times? Maybe you don't even notice anymore because it has become part of your routine. I'd love for you to tell me in the comments below. How long has this been happening to you? A few weeks? Several months? Or maybe years? I read every comment because hearing real experiences helps all of us learn from one another. Now here comes warning sign number 3, and this one surprises many people. If you constantly wake up with mucus along with a dry mouth, dehydration could be playing a much bigger role than you think. As we get older, our sense of thirst naturally becomes weaker. That means many seniors spend long periods mildly dehydrated without realizing it. When hydration drops, mucus inside the throat becomes thicker and stickier. Instead of moving naturally and clearing easily, it starts lingering. You wake up feeling like your throat is coated. Sometimes swallowing feels uncomfortable. Your mouth feels dry. Your tongue may feel rough. And no matter how much you cough, it doesn't fully clear. This happens because healthy mucus is supposed to stay thin enough for your body to manage naturally. But dehydration changes its consistency. And something simple like not drinking enough water throughout the day can make the entire problem feel much worse. And here's something interesting. Many people drink very little water in the evening because they don't want to wake up during the night. Completely understandable. But overnight dehydration becomes more severe, which means morning mucus becomes thicker by sunrise. Now remember earlier I mentioned one hidden cause that most people never suspect? We're getting very close to that. But first, warning sign number 4. If your throat mucus comes together with frequent sinus congestion or constant drainage from the nose, postnasal drip may be quietly creating the entire problem. Here's what happens. Your nose and sinuses naturally produce mucus every day. Normally, you swallow small amounts without noticing, but allergies, inflammation, environmental irritants, dust exposure, dry air, and sinus sensitivity can increase mucus production significantly. And when you lie down at night, gravity changes everything. That excess mucus begins slowly draining toward the back of the throat while you sleep. Then, morning arrives. Your throat feels coated. You begin coughing. You start clearing your throat. You feel congested. And the entire cycle repeats again tomorrow. This becomes especially common in older adults because nasal tissues become more sensitive with age. Small irritations suddenly trigger much stronger mucus production than they used to years ago. And now, here comes the warning sign I told you not to miss. The hidden cause that many seniors ignore for far too long. If your morning throat mucus comes together with difficulty swallowing, chest congestion, or shortness of breath during simple activities, you should never ignore this. Because sometimes excessive mucus production can be connected to chronic airway inflammation. Conditions affecting lung health often begin with subtle symptoms: persistent mucus, chronic coughing, chest tightness, feeling breathless climbing stairs, a strange heaviness when breathing deeply. And unfortunately, many people dismiss these early signs thinking, "I'm just getting older." But healthy aging should never mean constantly struggling to breathe comfortably. Your lungs work every second of every day, quietly, without asking for attention. And when they begin signaling changes, it deserves serious attention. Now here's something I want you to really think about. Your body speaks in patterns, not random symptoms, patterns. A recurring symptom every single morning means your body is repeating the same message over and over. And sometimes the greatest mistake people make is waiting too long, because the symptom feels manageable. You adjust. You normalize it. You tell yourself it's probably nothing. But the body rarely repeats discomfort without purpose. Now imagine waking up and breathing clearly. No heavy mucus, no throat clearing, no coughing before your first conversation, no constant irritation, just smooth, comfortable breathing, and that wonderful feeling of freshness in the morning. You know exactly what that feels like because at one point in life, mornings felt effortless. And the beautiful thing is that many causes of excessive throat mucus can often improve naturally once the underlying trigger is identified. Sometimes adjusting evening eating habits helps reduce silent reflux. Sometimes increasing hydration gradually changes mucus thickness dramatically. Sometimes improving bedroom air quality reduces overnight irritation. Sometimes managing allergies stops postnasal drip completely. And sometimes recognizing more serious warning signs early helps prevent bigger health problems later. The important thing is awareness, not ignoring the signal, because your body is constantly communicating with you. And when you begin paying closer attention, you give yourself the power to make healthier decisions sooner. So let's quickly remember the 5 warning signs. Persistent throat clearing all day, which may suggest silent reflux. Morning hoarseness that improves later, which may indicate throat irritation. Dry mouth and dehydration, making mucus unusually thick. Postnasal drip causing mucus to collect while sleeping. And finally, difficulty swallowing, chest congestion, or breathing discomfort that may point toward deeper airway issues needing medical attention. Now, I want to ask you one final question. When was the last time you truly listened to what your body was trying to tell you? Not just pushing through symptoms, not ignoring discomfort, actually listening. Because aging well isn't about pretending symptoms don't exist. It's about recognizing signals early and taking care of yourself before small problems become bigger ones. And if today's video helped you understand what might be causing that constant morning mucus, please do me a favor. Click the like button so more people can discover this information. Subscribe to the channel, because every week we share practical health insights designed specifically for adults over 50 who want to stay strong, independent, and healthy for years to come. And most importantly, share this video with someone you care about, a parent, a spouse, a friend, someone who constantly clears their throat every morning and may not realize their body is trying to warn them. Take care of yourself, stay aware, listen to your body, and I'll see you again very soon in the next video.